Now you and I both know what the title of this video is. We are going to talk about the best world seen in the Super Mario games. And as you can imagine, this is a really hard topic to talk about, because all the games have so many amazing ones. So I gotta say, this is a tough one to make. And some difficult decisions were made, but in the end, I'm happy with this list. And I think it will also seriously surprise you in certain ways. Little side note, I don't have a lot of experience with Super Mario 3D World and never even played Land, so of course they are not among my favorites. To be honest, they also don't impress me that much. The only thing I will give an honorable mention is Bowser Land from the Wii U game, because that place is well made and looks stunning. Now, let's dive right in. Number 8. Now first up, a world that every Super Mario fan knows about, and it's also one of the most creative ones seen in the entire franchise. I'm talking about Ticktock Clock, a difficult level, but one with a lot of different and interesting challenges, as well as a world that you, the player, can manipulate in certain ways. Because when you enter it, the world moves in a different way depending on the time on the clock face. Now as soon as you get in there, you're basically running through and over all kinds of gears and mechanical parts. So there are a lot of moving things, different kinds of platforms, even conveyor belts, and a whole lot more. The whole place reminds me of some sort of indoor jungle gym. You know, one of those that you went to as a kid? In my opinion, this world is the Super Mario equivalent of that. And the whole place is focused on one thing, creating a cool platforming challenge and experience. Enemies really take a back seat in this one. Now personally, I'm not good at stuff like that in Super Mario 64, so I struggle with this one. However, I do recognize its genius, being the holy grail of platforming in this entire game for sure. And the first mission already makes that clear. And another thing that I have to mention is the fact that it goes straight up. Sure, it might be linear, but because of this, it works incredibly well with the platforming focus. It allows you to get creative since your main goal is getting up, and there are walls and platforms everywhere that you can use. But when you fail, it can for sure crush your spirit, leaving you extremely frustrated. Number 7. Now sure, the first 3D Super Mario game was revolutionary and did some amazing things, even for today's standards. However, it's not perfect, and some more modern worlds seen in the games did extremely creative things as well, while also handling and looking better. And in my opinion, the Luncheon Kingdom is an amazing example of this, because it actually does a number of things right. First of all, the look. This world has a crazy art style with everything having a polygon model, which I'm a huge fan of, to be honest. Sure, it's a bit biased, but hey, what do you do about it? This is my darn list. And regardless of that, it's still very interesting and colorful, which is cool. But this world has more to offer, with the best thing being the pink lava surfing using the lava bubbles, which are seen everywhere. This is used throughout every portion of the world, combined with some light platforming here and there. And I gotta say, it's a lot of fun to mess around as this odd creature, being able to discover all kinds of cool secrets and do certain missions while still moving around with ease, which is usually not the case in levels where you swim around a lot. Most of the time, stuff like this slows you down, but not here. But that's not all, because Super Mario Odyssey in general offers a lot of variety with all the moon pipes and hidden smaller levels, making this place a ton of fun to completely go through. Because there's always something new waiting around the corner. And then I haven't even mentioned the boss fight here, which is also great and combines platforming as well as the lava bubble enemy in an amazing way. So in general, this place offers a lot of different things to keep you busy, and most of them work out really well. So it certainly deserves to be on the list. Number 6. Recently, I covered my favorite galaxies seen in the first Super Mario Galaxy game, and as you could have imagined, some of these are included in this video as well. I love that Wii game a lot, to be honest, and I still remember a lot of those worlds fondly, with our next one being one of my favorites, Beach Ball Galaxy, which is a world that's split into 3. One area is filled with penguins and has a real summer vibe, another area is covered in snow, and there's also a crazy looking platforming section. Now personally, I love the first planet you land on the most. It reminds me a lot of Super Mario Sunshine, has amazing music, and I love the penguins found there. Aside from that, the swimming missions are fun and quite simple. which is great to see in a Mario game every now and then, because not everything has to be very difficult. And later on you do get more challenging and intense sections, like the Twinfall Lake Planet and Cyclone Stone. Both these places look amazing and offer fun platforming challenges, as well as an actual boss fight with a new type of enemy. Clearly this place offers a diverse amount of things to do, while also having a lot of different themes, going from a beach setting to a frozen planet. There's a lot to like, and the charming penguins are there to make it almost perfect. Number 5. Now most of you watching were never around when Nintendo first made a 3D Super Mario game, but I will be honest, I wasn't there as well. However, I do know that they had to impress the public in order to truly sell the concept, and so they made Bobomb Battlefield, a world that shows off what Nintendo could do with a 3D setting, and man, it's a lot of fun to go through it all. It's an open field filled with conflict and also a number of missions, from a race with Koopa the Quick to a battle with the King of the Bobombs. Now, I like this one a lot since you can do missions out of order, and it's also a good introduction to the world of 3D Mario. All the stuff in this map isn't too complicated after all, but can still offer a good challenge for first-time players or people who are new to 3D platformers. It has everything you would want: flying, a boss fight, a platforming race, and then some smaller tasks like collecting coins. However, it isn't too difficult, actually quite easy to be honest. Anyone with some experience can complete these missions with ease. And to an extent, this also makes it more fun for the veterans, since you can try all kinds of new things to beat the missions faster or more efficient. So a good package overall. And then I haven't even mentioned the glorious music. Number 4. Now guess what? We have another Super Mario Galaxy world on this list, and it's one that I've held dear for years upon years: Hive Galaxy. And again, I love the creatures found here and the look of the world. Atmosphere building is important in my opinion. It makes sure you can get captivated fully by the game, with this world doing a great job. But that's not all. This world is much more than just great music, fun characters and a pretty design, because they also took one power-up that I like a lot and gave it this whole level as a podium to shine on. I'm of course talking about the bee mushroom, which turns Mario into a bee, allowing him to fly and do a couple of other things. And as you can imagine, it's used a lot in this world. And to be honest, I love messing around with it, just because the controls feel nice, and they thought of a lot of different ways to let the players have fun. Even adding a boss fight where you have to use it. But don't worry, this world has more to offer than just power-ups. You know what? It might be better if you just watch the top 5 best galaxies video after this one. Otherwise, I will just say a lot of the same stuff again. So you can find that in the upper right corner. But save that video for after this one. Number 3. Now we get to the worlds which I've loved since childhood that will 100% be criticized for being on this list. Because guess what? The one that ends up on number 3 is from Super Mario Sunshine, a weird but great Mario game. And the world that ends up here is Rico Harbor, a place with amazing music and fun missions that can be tough to complete. Again, boasting the same things as all the other worlds on this list: a diverse amount of bosses and platforming challenges. And that's cool and all, however, this world is so much more than just that. Because Super Mario Sunshine is so much more than just that. It's a game that offers all the things I mentioned, however, it also has small minigame-like stuff that can be hard, but is also a ton of fun at the end of the day. For example, in this level, we get a couple of missions which are focused around blooper surfing, which can be hard, but is also a great concept in theory and in practice. So yeah, it's hard and frustrating at times, but it offers more than your typical Mario world, which is exactly why I love it so much. Number 2. And now we get to the creme de la creme of Super Mario Sunshine. Yes, that game again. Because my absolute favorite from that game is by far Bianco Hills. A world that fills me with joy as soon as I enter it, thanks to its amazing music and overall colorful design. Now this place is for the most part a quite standard 3D Mario experience. There isn't anything special about it, to be honest. However, it does everything surprisingly well, and there are 2 big elements in this world that I like the most by far. First up, the boss fights with Petey Piranha. You take him on twice. First in a more close quarters one-on-one battle, and then in the open world. Both of these are well executed. First starting off quite simple with only 2 things to really worry about, and then getting a lot complexer as soon as PD can fly around and throw tornadoes. And the other thing I like about this place is the smaller linear levels inside of the world, of which we encounter 2. These are challenging platforming sections where you have to get through it all without Flood, who is fun to use, but sometimes it's great to not use him. This way you have a more classic platforming section, similar to Super Mario 64, but this time in the form of an assault course with a bunch of different sections forcing you to use all your skills. So these 2 things make it the best in the game for sure. Number 1. Now we get to the best one by far. And surprising enough, it's not in Super Mario Sunshine, but actually Super Mario Odyssey. And I will say it's not very original, because it's the Metro Kingdom, a real playground for any platformer fan. This is a great place to mess around and have fun with a bunch of smaller missions and objectives, all set in quite a compact world filled to the brim with stuff. One moment you're running along the streets and try to beat the jump rope challenge you randomly encounter, and then after failing it for a million times you go to a nearby door and enter it, ending up on top of a scooter driving as fast as you can so you won't be eaten by a T-Rex who is chasing you. Do I really have to explain why this place is the best? It just oozes character, looks beautiful, surprises you constantly, offers great main missions, and is the best jungle gym seen on the planet. It is truly a Super Mario paradise.